Got a question from John. Since retiring from the Navy, I've started a new job which has put a serious dent into my available time to lift. I'm only able to lift on Saturday and Sunday and get several walks with my dog during the week. I'm currently doing Wendler's 5-3-1 on a 2-day split. So here's my question. Is it possible to increase my military press only pressing once per week? Appreciate any and all suggestions. While I'm happy to increase all of my lifts, my military press is far and away my weakest and the one I want to focus on the most this year. And he's 57, 5'11", 170. So John, just a big swath of an answer right away. Most people's lifts now, the weakest lift they have is the military press. When I was young, it was still being competed, and it was the clean and jerk was called the king of the lifts, but the press is what everyone kind of fell in love with. I mean, if you look at the pictures of the Olympic lifters in the late 60s, I mean, they all had those, those phrases you used to see: barnyard wide shoulders and cannonball deltoids and the titanium traps and the massive triceps, the terrible triceps, whatever they were. So the press, now it could be because the era I grew up in, so I still think the military press is so important. Like most, I fell in love with the bench press and abandoned the military press. And I don't have a ton of regrets, but that might be one of them. A lot of people don't do the military press anymore, also called the overhead press. I don't know why. Military was always so simple for me, or the cleaner press. But a lot of people don't do them. Now, the other thing about the military press is that there's not a lot of ways to nudge it up besides doing presses. There's the old thing about Norm Szymanski being asked about what's the best way to improve your squat? Squat! What's the best way to improve your press? Press! Actually, I still think there's great wisdom to that. You want to be a better sprinter? Sprint! Thrower? Throw! Okay, I'll stop. So pressing once a week might be an issue. Here's something, John, I recommend with a lot of my weekend warriors, which you kind of got yourself set into. It might not be a terrible idea that on Saturday, do Jim's press and deadlift. Sunday, do the bench press and squat. And then, if you can, fit in midweek, I recommend Wednesday, doing a press workout. Since 5-3-1 is a little small on volume, and I think volume helps the military press. If you're there are certain lifts. This would be an interesting study that seem to improve with volume, and I've already said two of them: the squat and the press, the military press. Obviously, there's always going to be a combination of volume, intensity, and density on any improving your strength conversation. But those are the two that seem to help most with volume. So if you had to win some contest, I might have you military press 5 days a week, and we probably have a bunch of, auxiliary exercises to support it. That's not going to happen in your case, but you certainly need to press more than once to get your goals. So Wednesday, and I would up the volume on those Wednesday workouts. The one I do that double kettlebell press workout where I go 2, 3, 5, 10, 2, 3, 5, 10. So every time you get through one of those rounds, that's 20 full reps. On your Wednesday workouts, taking a lighter load and running through 2, 3, 5, 10 a few times, maybe even set the clock and say, I only got 20 minutes, I only got half an hour, and see how many rounds you can get. And you could do that with a strict barbell press. You could do that with kettlebells. You could do it with dumbbells. I'm sure there's someone out there saying, I could do that with handstand push-ups, which would be a pretty good effort. That's what I would suggest for you. So the short answer on the military press, almost universally for most people, you need to increase the volume, which means more days a week pressing. And then when you do press, at least one of the workouts has to have some fairly high numbers. Oh boy, at the turn of the millennium, I had a goal of clean and pressing 300. And I did it, it's interesting because the program was so simple, but I had a high volume day, mostly eights, and then had a day where I just kept clean and press, add weight, clean and press, add weight, clean and press, add weight. And strangely, that completely, I'm going to say unscientific, but there's not a lot of, it's the least sexy program I've ever said in my life. It got me to my goal. Now, obviously, you have to be able to clean that too, so that was a big deal. But yeah, I think the pressers press, and if you can, add that one extra day in a week. If you just literally can't do it, then I would do the gym's 5-3-1, and then do the military and deadlift on Saturday, the bench and squat on Sunday, and then after that, see if you can get some higher volume and lighter military presses just for the practice. In a situation like this, at your age, I think you're going to find that the military press, actually the combination of those 4 lifts is really excellent, but you'll find that military press training is going to have really nice benefits for your posture, maybe to deal with some lagging issues from your past. I think the military press, I've been saying this for way too long, it's still, I think, the best exercise. The clean and press is the best exercise. Question, it comes up, if you could only do one exercise the rest of your life, I almost always say clean and press, or I'll say squat snatch, but most people would be the clean and press. I love the exercise. I think it does marvels for the whole structure, the whole body. It's strange, but if you're pressing heavy, your feet grab the ground so hard. It's a foot exercise too. It's an amazing all around exercise. It chases every quality, the clean and press, every quality I know that you can get in the weight room, and it's my one-stop shop when in doubt. So thank you, and it's a good question, and good luck, and get back to me on that, okay? Thank you.